Alright guys, so on this video I've got to take a big road trip. Going to help some folks out with some things, and I'm going to take you along with the adventure. I don't know how much recording I'm going to do, but there is also something that we're picking up while we're there, and it's going to require the use of my trailer. And if you've seen my short, you know that I've got some issues with my trailer. So like anything, when I get ready to go somewhere, we got to fix something first. Let's get after it.
I'd say it's a nut job.
All right, I'm out at my house today, and as you can see, we've got an issue. If you've seen my short, you know what happened. Been out of town for a while. The grass got a little overgrown, actually a lot overgrown, and I was in a hurry to try to get the grass knocked down to where it didn't look so terrible around here. And well, the cord on this is way longer than it needs to be, and apparently it was laying out in front of it and I didn't realize it, and we chopped it off. But we boogered it up way back, so I'm gonna have to put a new trailer harness on here, and I'm not putting the whole thing on. I'm just gonna go back to where it's damaged and fix it there, and it's looking like about right in here. That wouldn't be damaged, but it looks like it pulled it across the corner right there and skint just a little tiny bit of the wire. There's no sense in not replacing all of it, so we're going to replace it from right here forward. I do have one I could rewire the whole trailer, but I just don't want to fool with rewiring the whole trailer right now. Yes, I understand that's the correct way, just to run new wires all the way back to the lights and all, but honestly, I need to be getting packed up to leave. I'm going to throw a sheet of plywood in the floor of this because this is an expanded metal floor. I'm going to throw a sheet of plywood in the floor so no little things fall through. And I just got to get some wires on it so I got some lights and get down the road. And this is another one of those cases of just get it working. And since, as always, I wait till time to go somewhere before I actually do anything, I don't really have time to worry about making every single thing on it picture perfect. We're just gonna have to make it functional. Well, there you go. Got a couple spots of electrical tape wrapped around it. Just hold it onto the tongue. We'll hook it up the truck, see if our lights work. Probably find out they don't, and have to rewire the whole trailer anyway. But the goal now is to hook it up and test them. Then I got to run get a sheet of plywood, because I'm going to throw a sheet of plywood across the bottom of it. Not that it needs it. The expanded metal will do what we need to do. I just feel better about if something little either falls down or bounces up off the road. You'll see when we go pick stuff up. Let's test everything. Me brake lights. Hey, I got two brake lights. All right, try left turn signal. Right turn signal. All right, mash your brakes again. Now do left turn signal. Okay, you can quit. Let off of it. Good to go. So all right, that about works. 4 hours into this trip, and it's time to stop and get some gas and some gas station steak and continue down the road. I'm a gas station steak. Check my wheel bearings while I'm stopped to make sure. Oh, it feels good. I never like carrying these little utility trailers on long trips. You never know. No, they stand cool. So maybe that's a good sign, right? So just crossed into Florida. You know because palm trees. And for the fact that as soon as you get out of the truck, you're swarmed by bugs. What's up with the flying critters in Florida, guys? Come on. But it's time for a bite of lunch, and we still have about, I think, another 400 miles or something. I don't even know what we are, 300 miles? I don't know. Got us a little Subway, and we can get back on the road. I guess Subway is a healthier choice. You can see it actually right there. A little Subway is, I guess, a little healthier choice than what I normally eat. But get back on the road. Try to knock down another 3 hours today, and see where we can get to. You will see what the trip's all about here very soon. Hang in there with us. There's 2 reasons we're making this trip, and you're going to see the first reason. Well, for you here in just a few. For me, it'll be tomorrow. And then the second reason you'll see probably first of the week or something. I don't know. Just hang in there with us. It's getting there. Here we are on a little motel and absolutely in the middle of nowhere, Florida. I didn't realize Florida had middle of nowhere. I thought you was either in the water or the city. I didn't realize there was vast patches of nothingness. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get a little rest this evening. In the morning, I will pick up what I came for. You guys will get to see it, and we're going to tell you what it is and why I'm picking it up. Now, while I'm here, I'm also doing something else. Hopefully some of that gets filmed. It's going to be, who knows? It's going to be one of those things. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But we're definitely picking up some hot rod stuff and some stuff I think some people will enjoy seeing. Some will remember seeing one of these before. That's all the hints you're getting, so stop asking. That's the view out of my window this morning. Why does the Florida air taste like salt? I feel like I'm actively getting high blood pressure when I'm breathing. What? Like, is this why everybody looks so young? They're salt cured, like an old ham. Y'all hang in there. We're getting closer. But I think I'd like to own one of them. I think I could fit a lot of stuff on that. There's a sign right over here. You can't sit now because of that tall grass. It says, "Don't feed the alligators." Well, I've never thought about feeding one. I damn sure like to wrestle one of them little, if I could just get my hands on one. Y'all think I'm joking, but I'm really not that smart. I do a lot of stuff with vehicles, but I don't normally travel without my wife. And just to let you in on a little insider information here, she had to remind me to pack clothes. This is going to be an interesting few days of travel without my wife. My wife is my voice of reasoning. My wife is the one who stops me from making stupid decisions as best you can. Just imagine if she wasn't around, the stuff that I do. But most of all, my wife is my filter. So y'all hang on for this one. Here's one of the reasons, the main reason I came to Florida. A man is only as good as his reputation. And I stand behind anything and everything I do. Doesn't matter what it is or how it happens or nothing else. So let me show you this. Some of y'all will remember this. This is the Tunnel Ram FE that we built. There's a video on us building this engine. There's a video on us running this engine. Not breaking the cam in, it's a roller, but breaking the engine in, sitting, doing everything. run on the run stand, the whole 9 yards. When we ran this engine multiple times. This engine idled with 50 pounds of oil pressure. Everything was great on this engine. If you go back and watch the video, it is the fastest revving FE I've ever seen in my life. Don't know what the magic was, but it's the fastest revving FE I've ever seen. It could be idling at 1,000 RPMs. You bump the throttle on before you can let off. It was at $5,000. I've never seen an FE do that. I loaded this engine up after we ran it several times. I loaded this engine up in the back of this truck and took it to Florida and met them in Gainesville. I met them at the Gator Nationals in Florida. Delivered this engine. The engine didn't sit for a little while in their shop till they got time to put it in. They put the engine in, fired it up. I think they did, I don't remember if they had the intake off of it. I don't remember what the issue was. I think they had moved the distributor or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. But they fired this engine up, 0 oil pressure. Now, again, you go back and watch the video, it idled with 50 pounds. And we ran it a bunch. They fired it up, made 0 oil pressure. So he put a drill down in it, and with a little cordless, like Ryobi cordless drill, it made like 25, 30 pounds of oil pressure. Put the distributor back in it, fired it up, it makes no oil pressure. I've got my suspicions about what's going on with it. There's only so many things that can go from oil pressure to 0 oil pressure. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it was making 50 pounds for a week, then it made 40 pounds for a week, it made 30 pounds for a week, or none of that. It was kind of like flipping a switch from my understanding of the situation. So I'm going to go through this engine and find out what's going on with it. And again, this is one of those things a lot of engine builders probably would not do, but at the end of the day, I think more of my reputation than to just say, don't know what to tell you. You know, it's always going to be, let me see if I can fix that. It's always going to be that with me. So I'm going to get this engine home and dig into it and find out what happens. I have a suspicion, and if you're an FE guy, you probably have a suspicion of what's going on with this too. Drop in the comments what you think. There's only a couple things that can make one go from 50 pounds to nothing. You know what I'm saying? At idle. And not like over time, like just instantly go nothing. So I think I know what's going on with it, but we're going to take it apart and find out and see if anything else is damaged from the couple of minutes it ran with no oil pressure, and see what's going on with it. And then I have a plan for this engine. Make sure that this engine is ready for whatever they want to put it through next time. This engine is then, after I go through it and make sure it's okay, this engine is going in my Galaxy. So I'm going to put the Tunnel Ram FE in the Galaxy, and I'm going to run it for 6 Smokies. That's what we're going to do. It will not make as much power as the one I'm running now. I know that. But it means a lot to me that this motor is tested and 100% know that it's great. Hold on just a second. Only in Florida. Like, I've walked up on possums, coons, skunks, but like, look at this damn thing. It's about to crawl in the truck with me. What is this? Hell, I'm checking in, getting the hell away from this thing. I mean, I've seen some chickens with some spindly legs, but damn, even Colonel Sanders wouldn't fry those. Okay, now that I'm up in my hotel room and away from that pterodactyl that was chasing me down, trying to threaten my life, the plan is I'm going to go through that engine and find out exactly what's going on with it. I have a good suspicion of what's going on. So I'm going to go through that engine and figure out what's going on. Then get it together, put it in the Galaxy, and I'm going to run it during 6 Smokies. Now, as I said, no, it's not going to be as fast as, it's not going to make anywhere near the power that the engine is in it now. I mean, it's like 50 cubic inches less, and that's a FE with a set of heads on it, you know, where mine's pretty much all aftermarket parts. So is it going to run as fast? No. But I am bound to determine that I'm going to make sure that engine is a good, reliable engine. We'll run it for 6 Smokies. I think 6 Smokies, the drive this year is like 980 miles. or something like that. So we'll have around 1,000 miles on an engine. After that, we'll pull it out. We'll pop the oil pan off. We'll look at everything, make sure everything looks good, and then it can come back to Florida to go back in their car as a absolutely proven engine. I don't know what's going on with it now. Again, we ran it on the run stand. You can go back and watch those videos. Made 50 pounds of oil pressure at idle, but I ran it, I don't know what, 20, 30 minutes, 3 or 4 different times, and you know, it ran great every time. I'll just go ahead and put it out there. My theory is the oil pump drive shaft was either improperly sized or somehow the little hex on the end of it is rounded off. That's my theory. Or the edges of it are knocked off. Now, it does have an ARP. I don't use stock oil pump drive shafts because of that issue. So it does have an aftermarket drive shaft in it. Is that the issue? I don't know. But the fact that he could spin it with a drill, a cordless drill, and make 25, 30 pounds of oil pressure, make any oil pressure. I mean, a cordless drill spins, what, 800, 900 RPMs, if that, 700, 800 RPMs, 900. They don't spin idle speed, is what I'm saying. And it made, I'll have to go back and look at what he sent me. He sent me a video of him doing it. I think it was like 25 pounds of oil pressure, 30, somewhere in there. But it made oil pressure with a cordless drill. But then when it's fired up, it makes no oil pressure. So I'm hoping that it is a minor issue. And I'm hoping that with that minor issue, it didn't actually affect anything else. We will see. We will see. But it's headed back to South Carolina. I'm going to be down here for a few more days. Drop it in the comments and let me know what you think would cause that issue. Now, my mind, unless I'm missing something obvious, because you know how it is, you start thinking about stuff sometimes and you just think about a couple things and you get kind of focused on that and locked in on it. And maybe I'm not thinking about something obvious here, but in my mind, to go from really good oil pressure to no oil pressure, it's either the oil pump drive shaft or somehow the oil pump took a dump, but an oil pump's just a couple of gears, so I don't see how I can do that. For those that don't know, the pickup tube on Fords is bolted on. It's not like a Chevy where it's just pushed in, so the pickup tube can't fall off. There's only a couple things, or a plug somewhere came out, and but then it wouldn't make oil pressure with a drill. The only thing that kind of makes sense is the drive shaft. You know what I'm saying? Because the engagement on the oil pump or on a distributor is only a little bit of that long drive shaft. So if you use a tool to go down through there, a tool is longer. So the tool will get a deeper bite on that drive shaft. So I think it's the drive shaft. Could be wrong. Either way, I'm 100% standing behind it. Does not matter if it was something I did or not. I'm 100% standing behind it, and we're going to make this engine right. And we're going to, this engine is not going to whoop me. I have built my life around the Ford FEs and build them and send them everywhere. And this FE is not going to whip me. We're going to make this thing run. We're going to make this thing run. Hang in there. It's going to get good. You know, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Part of me wants to go down there right now and in the bed of that truck, pull that distributor out and try to fish that drive shaft out of there and see if that's really what's wrong with it. But two things. One, That would just be an open hole in the motor for stuff to fall in while I travel, even covered up. And two, I've dealt with enough of them to know if you start trying to fish that little drive shaft out of there, there is a really good chance you're going to drop it down in the oil pan. Just be patient. It's eating me up to know what's caused that issue, but we're going to be patient. We're going to get it home, and we're going to dig into it at home in the shop, and we're going to find out what happened to that engine. Because at this point, I'm curious. I really do think it's related in some way to that drive shaft. That's where my head's at. I may find out I'm wrong. That's where my head's at. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to touch it tonight. I'm not going to touch it tonight. I'm not going to touch it tonight. I really, 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 really want to go down there and touch it tonight. So I'm going to stop and explain. There may be someone here right now that doesn't know what I'm talking about when I talk about the drive shaft. In the bottom of a Ford distributor, the distributor has basically a hole in the bottom of it, and it has a octagon shape to it. It's not round, it has sides to it. And the oil pump, the top of it, has the same kind of hole in the top of it with the same octagon shape. And there is is it a hexagon or octagon? I think it's an octagon. This is an algebra class. It's shaped like a freaking stop sign. You follow me? And there is a drive shaft that is shaped like that. Looks like a really, really long Allen. Like an Allen wrench, really long one. And it goes from that oil pump to inside that distributor. And as the distributor turns, which is turned by the cam, the distributor turns that, and then that turns that drive shaft, which turns the oil pump, which pumps oil into the engine. So when I talk about a drive shaft, that is what I'm referring to. I'm referring to that drive shaft that goes between the distributor and the oil pump. Other manufacturers use different ways of doing this, but the way Ford does it, to my knowledge, across all their engines, is with a drive shaft, a hexagon, octagon shaped shaft. And it goes between the distributor, up inside the bottom of the distributor, and down inside the oil pump. Now, in some cases, what can happen when you start doing aftermarket parts is, I have seen, if the distributor is not seated all the way down, doesn't get down in there good, then it doesn't engage that shaft. Like, it doesn't engage a lot anyway, so it doesn't engage that shaft, so it sits on top of it, therefore it doesn't spin that shaft. Looking at where the hold down is on that one, and looking at just looking at how the distributor's sitting in it, I believe the distributor's all the way down. I do not believe that to be the issue. What I believe to be the issue is that at some point, the distributor may not have been engaged all the way down, and it's rounded off that drive shaft, the end of it. That is what I believe has happened. Either that, or for some reason there's some kind of issue with the oil pump and it rounded off that end of the shaft, which is highly unlikely, I think, unless the oil pump just locked down. I've never actually seen an oil pump lock down, so I don't know that happens. In a modern world with modern parts, anything's possible. I don't believe that's what happened. I truly believe, before I take it apart, that there's an issue with the drive shaft itself. But we won't know till we get into it. That is where my head's leaning right now, and you know how it is. I may be overlooking something obvious because I've kind of got my mind focused on that being the issue. It could also be that that's an MSD distributor, and it could also be that the inside of the bottom of the distributor may have an issue right there, and the inside of the distributor and the outer diameter of the drive shaft rod may not be exactly the right size. It may be either undersized here or oversized here a little bit, so it just, instead of engaging tight, it's slipping in there. That could be a possibility too. But it would have had to been close enough to run on the run stand at my place enough to run it several times and it make great oil pressure. I'm a little confused by it right now. I'm not even going to lie about it. I'm a little confused. But whatever the issue is, it will be corrected. I stand behind what I do 100%. I'm not trying to make any excuses. Please don't think that I'm trying to make any excuses for what's going on. I'm not. Something's wrong. Something is wrong with that engine. And we're going to figure out what it is. Let's dive into it and find out when we get it back home. Okay, two things. Yes, that is Scooby-Doo on the TV because, well, I'm still a big kid and I like to watch Scooby-Doo. Especially when I don't even know, hundreds of miles from home. Just went across the road, got some Publix deli foods, and yeah, I'm gonna settle down for the evening, I guess, and start a different project tomorrow. I don't know how much of that you guys will see. I have not decided yet, but I wanted to take you along for the ride of picking this tunnel ram FE back up, and I don't hide anything. Not hiding anything from anybody. I send them out if there's an issue. I'm going to 100% stand behind it. Now it's just to find out what the issue is, because let's face it, I mean, we all like to bench race and talk about different things and this and that and whatever. There's really nothing short of a rod hanging out of the side of the block. There's really nothing that can't be fixed. So it can be fixed and it can be made better than ever. But I want to know what caused the issue so that I can be extra diligent in the future. That's how we learn. Everybody thinks we learn by repetitively doing stuff and doing. We learn by failure. I'm not trying to say this is my failure. I'm not trying to say this is their failure. This entirely could be a parts failure. But either way, a failure is a learning experience, and that's what we need to look at them as. So, not much to this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Trying to look and see if that pterodactyl is out there that was trying to chase me down and get in the truck a minute ago. I don't know what that thing was. I got some weird animals down here. I want an alligator. Like, is it against the law if I just wrestle one to the ground and chunk him in the back of the truck and bring him home with me? Story for another time. God bless you guys. Hope the Lord bless you more today than he did yesterday. To him be the glory. We'll see you on the next one, where hopefully I don't turn into Amos Moses and missing an arm for alligator bait.
I'd say it's a nut job.